Alright guys, welcome to today's video where I finally replace these flimsy factory skid plates. Let's get right into it. Couldn't get anybody else to help, so I had to go with my dad. So this is what I went with. I know, really unique, right? Going with the ARB ones, but kind of fits my purposes better than any other company, mostly because they're lighter. So I want to keep this rig pretty light. Efficiency matters to me, and I don't think I'm going to be doing any crazy rock crawling or bouncing or anything like that. So really fits my purposes, and I'm going to show you how to install them. So obviously to start, you have to take off the factory skid plates. I'm not going to show you all that because you probably already know how to do it. We'll just time lapse it. Okay guys, say that you had no friends or your partner decided to get distracted and run off like my dad did. You can pretty much hold it up with one arm for a little bit to line all these holes up, which it's totally not right now. There it is. And then it should line up in the front in these slots. Okay, so we're all good. And that's kind of what we're looking like right now. So just hold it up on the front side.
Are you talking to me?
Oh no, not at all. I think I'm talking to you. Oh, but if you don't feel like it, go ahead and just go for a ride around the block. Okay, so right now we have our spacer in place. It's kind of how it goes. The spacer, and then you got a lock washer, and then it attaches to the original mounting hole right here. Okay, so for this, just get the factory bolts in these back two, and then you're gonna have 3 M8 bolts with a stack of washers, the locking washer and then the flat washer. And those go into those little cage nuts, the square cage nuts, and there's just 3 of them. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's all securing it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and leave everything finger loose. Okay, these I can still kind of turn a little bit. Now we're moving on to number 3 to cover up the transmission. Okay, so next I'm gonna start placing one of the M8 cage nuts, the same 3 that I used up here, in the back of this guy. Okay, and those just kind of go in like this, and they receive this way. Okay, so now we just have to feed this largest cage nut into here. You have a little access on the top, and what I'm going to do is insert this cable, feed the cage nut onto the cable, and see if it'll ride out to me like that. So let's see if it works. There it comes. All right, that worked. So if you're wondering how to do that, there's a good suggestion. And I only say it's good, not to be vain, but because, as you can see, it actually worked. So there's that large cage nut, and then the other 2 go right here, and the bracket for the transmission cross member sits like that and that. Alright, so FYI, this one took a little bit of finessing. I put these 2 in because they don't, they're just into the frame, or the cross member. This one, you have to kind of angle it in to the cage nut, and then use this finger to back it, and then kind of just work it in this angle, and then just make sure you're ready to screw it in. So that's how that worked. I didn't have to Dremel it out. Some other people have had problems with that, but it went in after a little bit of finesse. But it was very close, which is a bit annoying. Alright guys, it's the next day. I couldn't show this section because I was so busy wrestling it, but This is how it bolts up. You don't even need this, so don't worry about it. I just bolted it up for no reason, I discovered later. And then you have a cage nut here, and then you have these two on the sides here, similar to the ones up front. Now, problem is, it gets really close to your exhaust. So as you can see here, I had to smash the exhaust with a hammer a little bit to get it to fit, but that's no problem. I mean, it fits pretty tight, and so that's how that went. And if you're wondering how the transfer case cover sits, you have these back ones, these back mounting bolts. You just plug the previous mounting bolts with the same ones that came out, and these ones go in with the actual transfer case bolts, like I said. So just zip these out, zip them back in, and the rest of these stay. Don't worry about those. And that's it. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. Be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.